many of us are not really capable of dialogue, simply because we do not know how to listen and we cannot see things clearly. We need to cultivate the art of listening. Many of us, we hear, but we do not listen. To listen means to enter into the mind, into the heart of the person who is speaking. Most of the time, instead of listening, we are all defending our own opinions, our views. We are preparing to retaliate, to retort what the other person is saying, because our concern is to prove ourselves right. We are egoistic. We want our views to be heard and to be implemented. And so even when others are talking, we are not really listening. And if we do listen, it is in order to find fault with their views so that ours could be accepted. So most of the time we are on the defensive rather than truly being one with the person who talks to us, who shares his opinion. And that is the reason why the art of listening involves truly entering into the heart and mind of the other person. Dialogue can truly bring about unity, provided we all listen deeply from the perspective of every person. In other words, when someone speaks, we should therefore detach ourselves from all other views and try to see the problem or the proposer with the mind and heart of that person. In other words, we are called to put on different hats all the time. There are 6 persons, 6 different views, and we wear the hat of all the 6 of them. Anyone who is speaking, the other members will have to wear the same hat, so that our thinking is always not against each other, but always trying to deepen the proposal, the idea. And then only when all have been truly heard and listened to, then everyone can enter into a discussion of what would be the best model or the best proposal. And this is a very beautiful way of synergy, of alignment. And indeed, my dear brothers and sisters, most of the solutions that we offer in life cannot be too logical only, or too based on our emotion, or based on our experience, based on our past. You see, different people look at life issues differently. Some, they use their past experience to interpret present events. Some, they use pure logic alone. Some is about being, their feelings are involved. And that's the reason why very often we cannot agree, simply because we are coming from different vantage points. And this is very true, especially when we are influenced by our own upbringing, our culture, our own experiences. And it's important, therefore, that any solution, any proposal must take into consideration not just logic, but we also take into consideration emotions. When dialogue becomes a conflict and there is argument, when people get angry, irritated, and they want to attack each other, then this kind of dialogue would have ended up a disaster for everybody, because we cannot see things together. When we are angry, when we are hurt, when we are resentful, then nobody is listening to each other. And this is true. In all quarrels, in all arguments, no one is listening to each other. Everybody wants to have the final word. And so we will never come to any kind of amicable conclusion or solution. The truth is that many of us, unfortunately, we are not aware of ourselves. This lack of self-awareness. We are not conscious that we are reacting to some people's ideas because we are prejudiced, because we have been conditioned, or because we are fearful, or because we are envious. So there could be many reasons when people oppose us And they are most of the time not logical reasons. It is a question of feeling. And that is why it is important for us that if we want to engage in dialogue, we need to be growing in self-awareness, to be conscious of the motives that are driving us, whether it is truly based on truth or based on our own vested interest. It's not only what we hear or how we hear, but also how we see. And the way we perceive things, very often again, like hearing, we are blinded by our past as well. And that is why our judgment of situations very often are skewed towards certain direction because of the way we perceive things. We don't see things in a holistic manner. We see things in a very narrow perspective. Maybe because sometimes in our own life, our experience is so narrow. And so we tend to think that everybody must be able to experience God that way. And many of us, truly, when it comes for discussion, we don't see things clearly all at once. It takes some time. That is why sometimes leaders, we must be patient. Not everybody can understand immediately what we are saying or can perceive the depth and the truth of what we say because of conditioning, because of our past. And that is why we, as leaders, we need to give people time to see things in a new perspective, helping one another to discover how the Lord is speaking to us in our lives.